So, the 2nd of October 2020, shall we talk about this week's movie news? Roll the titles. Hi guys, it is Mr. Scotchy Pie and I am back for another video. As I said in the intro, this is the 2nd of October weekly news. Got this in a couple of categories. There's quite a lot of news to go through, so I'm not going to waste too much time. So before we jump into it though, please do hit that like button and also that subscribe button while you're down there. And if there's anything that interests you in what I speak about, please do drop it in the comments. I do respond to all comments. Let's do start a conversation down there. So let's jump straight into postponed. So as announced last week in the news there, Black Widow has now been postponed until the 7th of May 2021. Obviously this has meant a big pushback and postponements for all the MCU films. So I'm going to give you a rundown of all the new dates for the next few MCU Marvel films. So Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, that will now be released on July 9th 2021. So only 2 months between Black Widow and Shang-Chi. That's always good. Let's wait for my cat to come in the room. Thank you. Eternals, which are supposed to be out November this year. Someone's going to get rid of... There we go. Eternals, which is supposed to be out November this year, is now being released November next year. To be exact, November 5th, 2021. Thor, Love and Thunder, the fourth of the 4 films, is now getting released in February 11th, 2022. And finally, Doctor Strange and the Universe of Madness, that's wrong, let's try it again. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is being released on March 25th, 2022. So if everything hits its release dates, there's actually going to be not much time between MCU films coming out. It's going to be every 2-3 months. So if you're like me and you're a huge MCU fan, that is definitely something to look forward to. Obviously we've just got to wait until any of the MCU films comes out. So that is the postponements. None other than that, only updates on MCU films. But when it comes to new news, there is a lot of news. There's loads of new films and TV shows announced this week. So to start it off with, The Boys, the Amazon Prime exclusive TV show, has announced it is getting a college set spin-off show. I've actually not watched The Boys. I don't have Amazon Prime, so this isn't a show that I've actually watched yet, but I've only heard great things about it. So I'm not sure what to expect from a college set spin-off show. So if you know more about this and have other expectations for this, please let me know in the comments below. For Disney Plus, though, they've announced a Nick Fury TV show. Samuel L. Jackson will be reprising his role as Nick Fury in this show. No other details have been released yet, just this news. We have a new Apple TV. I think it's a film, I believe, for Apple TV called Cherry. This will be starring Tom Holland and be directed by the Russo brothers, the guys who directed Avengers, Infinity War and Endgame. And obviously Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in those films. That is expected in early 2021. The plot hasn't really been ironed out on what to expect from that yet. But obviously with those directors and that cast, it's something that already interests me and already sold me. I don't have Apple TV, but I'm definitely on the lookout for that. We have a new Netflix film, which is called The Midnight Sky. Not much has been announced for this one yet, apart from it's going to be directed by George Clooney. We don't have a release date or much of the plot details yet, so that is obviously something to look out for when more details are released. We have a new M. Night Shyamalan film. This is going to be called Old. The plot details haven't been announced yet or release date, but the filming has just begun. and a poster, I believe, might have done, or a mock poster has been released. It's been announced that there will be a Knives Out sequel. If you're not aware of the Knives Out film, this was a detective whodunit film starring Daniel Craig. A film I did enjoy and I know was quite popular. All they've announced so far is Daniel Craig will be reprising his role in this film, but no release date or storyline has been announced yet. One that has been announced, and I believe a trailer has actually been announced this week now, is for Resident Evil, the TV show for Netflix, which is going to come out in early 2021. I've not actually got around to watching this trailer yet, but I'm assuming through the popularity of the game Resident Evil, this is going to be a show that, obviously, and the films as well, which is also very popular. This would be a very popular and much anticipated TV show for Netflix. We have a new sci-fi film called Spiderhead. Not much of the plot has been announced or the release date, but the cast has been announced, and it's going to be starring Chris Hemsworth, Journey Smollett, and Miles Teller. I said not much announced what to expect for this yet, but with a cast like that, how can this go wrong? A live action version of The Lion King, which was released about a year or two ago, has been announced this week that we are getting a sequel to that. Not much detail has been released for this. The director's been announced, but no release date or storyline. Not sure if this is going to be following the storyline for the original animated Lion King 2, or if Disney are going to make an original film for once. It's been a long while since we've had an original Disney film. We've got a new sci-fi martial arts film, which if that doesn't interest you already, be prepared to get your mind blown by how amazing this sounds. It's called Jiu-Jitsu. I said it's a martial arts film set in, I guess, space, as it's sci-fi. The cast is Tony Jaa, who you'll know from Ong Bak and Warrior King, films I really enjoy, some kung fu martial arts films, and also Nicolas Cage. So I'm assuming you're sold now, because how great is that going to be? Nicolas Cage in a sci-fi martial arts film with Tony Jaa. I'm in. We're having a live action remake of Conan the Barbarian, obviously originally done with Arnold Schwarzenegger and later remade with Jason Momoa. The Arnold Schwarzenegger was obviously a cult classic, and the Jason Momoa film sadly also exists. I'm sure a lot of you like it, but you know, not everyone can have a right opinion. But yeah, that was going to be a Netflix original. Oscar Isaac and Jake Gyllenhaal have been announced to star in a film which depicts the making of the Godfather film, a film that apparently had lots of trouble and events happen, which obviously means there is a story worth telling about the making of that film, and with such a high profile cast as well. Something that I'll be looking forward to. I did really enjoy the Godfather films, as I'm sure a lot of people did, and obviously with a cast like Oscar Isaac and Jake Gyllenhaal, it's going to be a fantastic piece, I am sure. And to wind down the new films, I did say there was a lot of new things being released. We've got a new film called Lockdown announced. This is going to be a pandemic set heist movie with a fantastic cast starring Chidwell Ejiofor, Ben Stiller, Lily James and Anne Hathaway. So an amazing cast, a really interesting and original idea for a film, one I'll be definitely looking out for. So as I said, there was a lot of news there with new films and new TV shows, but we're not done yet because there are some other news to announce as well. So on other news, we have announced that the Snyder Cut, the Justice League film, which is getting released by HBO. Basically, in case you're wondering what was going on with that, and obviously if this is going to be a bit of a cobbled, thrown together kind of thing, I can reassure you that it is not, because it has been announced that They've spent $70 million on this new release of Justice League for the Snyder Cut. So this, obviously, if you're a bit on the fence, this shows that this isn't going to be a cash grab thing. There is money being thrown into this project to make it a success. So that already, for me, makes this even more intriguing and one I am more excited to see. The new film, Peter and Wendy, the new Peter Pan film for Disney, has cast their Tinkerbell. This is going to be a Yara Shahidi. Sorry, it took me a while then. Yara Shahidi playing Tinkerbell in Disney's Peter and Wendy. We've also had Aldous Hodge, who was in the film The Invisible Man recently, has been cast as Hawkman in Black Adam, the new The Rock Disney film, Black Adam, where he plays Black Adam. Jonathan Majors has been cast as Kang the Conqueror for the MCU. That was something I talked about an episode or two ago about Kang the Conqueror joining the MCU. They've now cast Jonathan Majors as this role. We've had Morphy Clark, who is a star of the new horror film Saint Maud, has been announced that she's going to be cast as Galadriel in the new Lord of the Rings TV show. The elusive Lord of the Rings TV show, which has been talked about for the last probably about 10 years now, is obviously moving forward now with actual casting. Who knows what's going on with that? All we know now is Galadriel's in it, as been played by Morphy Clark. Borat 2, which I believe I talked about in a week or two ago, being made, has now been announced. It's going to be released next month, pre-US election. Obviously trying to stir a few feathers there. This is going to be an Amazon Prime original. I'm a huge fan of the original Borat film, so I'm very, very excited about Borat 2. And finally, to bring movie news 2nd of October to a close, Iman Vellani has been cast as Kamala Khan, which is the starring role for Disney Plus's new TV show, Miss Marvel. A TV show I'm very excited about, a character I'm very intrigued about and very interested to learn more about in this TV show. They now have their starring role and their star cast, so obviously that means they can move forward with that, and hopefully we'll get that sooner rather than later. So that was this week's movie news. What did you think? Was there anything I missed out? What are you excited to see? What are you not excited to see? Please drop it all in the comments below. I do respond to all comments. Let's start a conversation down there. If you did enjoy this video, please do consider that like button. And if you want to see more content like this, I also do movie news, trailer reactions, and just general movie talk and movie reviews. Please do consider that subscribe button. It would mean the absolute world to me. I am Mr. Scotty Pie, and I am out of here. And thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you'd like to drop a like, a subscribe, share, hit the bell notification, that would be amazing. And you will see on this side of my head, you will see another video which YouTube has recommended just for you. And on this side of my head, you will see a logo to subscribe to the channel. If you want to hit that, I will love you forever. Goodbye.